All right, y'all. We are back. What's going on, guys? It is the OP Boys time. What's going on? It is your boys, tais.worldtv and Buggy D Newgate here. Okay,
You're
like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good jazz. Click on that notification bell too. Listen, guys, we gotta talk about this. Okay, this chapter wasn't monumental, but it was something. So let's get into this, man. So yo, Kuma continues. We're still continuing with the Kuma flashback, and things are so dire for this man, Kuma. I'm starting to think he has the worst backstory of all time in One Piece. Okay, this man keeps giving up every single thing for buying for somebody else, bro. It's crazy. Now, homie, we're talking. So there's a meeting between Yay Saturn, the bastard, Kizaru, and Vegapunk and Kuma. Now, tell me what happened, bro. What's give me the skinny notes. What's going on, man? What's going on?
so Saturn gave him three not three options.
Conditions.
Three
Condition.
conditions that he's gotta abide by if he wants Bonnie not to be a slave like Kuma was growing up. It's funny because reading this chapter, not this one, but the last two chapters, I kind of had the sense of like this was the case of how Kuma became a pacifista and a warlord, but like, yo, the government's ass,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh, for sure. Yo, I was thinking the same shit, bro. When I
I
read
I also
this,
I also changed my tune on
uh,
Vegapunk a little because the way he was acting when Garcia told him what he was supposed to do.
yeah. I mean,
Vegapunk, I never seen Vegapunk that pissed off before.
oh no, we haven't. And mind you, we just saw him. We just got introduced to him at the beginning of this arc. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And we seen him kind of like chill for the most part, or worried a little bit, but we never seen him pissed off like you said.
yeah.
And rightfully so because the conditions were
Getting
number
rid of
one,
a man's memories is basically killing him.
yeah, and his free will, and I'm gonna get to that too. But the first one was Puma is to be replaced as one of the warlords
That Ace
because
defeated.
that Ace defeated. We're gonna get to that too later on. The second one is he has to become a cyborg. No, they ain't no ifs, ands, or
A
buts.
human weapon, basically.
Exactly. Right. Some RoboCop shit. And then the last one, like we said, get rid of his whole humanity. And I like the fact that it was bolded the way he said it,
Yeah.
because that lets me know that he knows who Kuma is. He knows this is the
Oh,
same Kuma
for sure.
that was on the island.
Especially when he
Right, go ahead,
said
go ahead.
when he was telling Kuma that he's gonna make Bonnie a slave.
And I think that's why it's so messed up the way he gave these conditions for it. He made it sound like, oh, he's a dirty pirate. So this is why he did
It's
what he did.
crazy how much like when this arc started and where we're at now, how much the Gorosei were gonna be involved with Kuma's backstory and the current story. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's not even all of them. It's just Saturn.
It's not. It's just Saturn. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the hell. But we see why because he was the first slave. If you really think about this, he was the first slave to be like to his slave master. Fuck you. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Or some Miles Morales shit. I'm gonna do my own thing, okay? So he's a little bit pissed off about that. He's still a little funky about that. That's why he did what he did. He's like, hey, you want your daughter to be pure? You gotta play by my rules, Playboy. And
And
it's so messed up. Go ahead.
the other thing that I found interesting was the fact that Kizaru was here hanging out with him these what 6 months or however long the procedure was for
Oh
Bonnie and
yeah.
Kuma.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. None
Basically one
so
of the
ever.
boys.
Yeah, like I didn't expect this whatsoever. Like he was like part of the family, bro. Like on some Vin Diesel shit. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why like when I was watching Brago's reaction and he brought up what if Kizaru was selling at Egghead. I started thinking about him like it could
I
be
would have,
because in this chapter you see him doing the Nika dance with everybody.
which I didn't even realize. I didn't, and I said this to you. It looked like he did, but I was just like, nah, that can't because Why would he do
And
the Nika dance? He's a government
I
official.
I don't remember what type of brand Kizaru's justice is, because you know each admiral has their like own specific kind of justice.
I don't think it was never said, but I know especially a couple of chapters ago he said, I don't want to do this, but I'm a government lapdog. This is what I have to do. So
And that
maybe
and
it's
that's and
just
that's why I was saying what Brago said. Like he's selling because Saturn's there. What is he gonna do?
right. And then on top of that, like if you saw the conversation between Kuma and that meeting, he looked very uncomfortable. Like, yo, this is
Yeah.
like, if this was a Kainu, he wouldn't care. He wouldn't care.
Okay. So Kizaru's brand of justice is uncertain justice. If I mean if that doesn't tell you right there, then I don't know
hmm
what will.
hmm But in this case, I mean, look at what he's doing. Like they're literally killing the man so that he could be a RoboCop, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Just
And
obeying
I
every law that they have. Yeah.
the other thing I wanted to bring up too was where Kuma was saying, "I'm so grateful, like I'll happily accept any fate, so long as
Oh
Bonnie
my
is cured."
god,
We see
bro.
Vegapunk's reaction, and Kuma's just like, "Damn,
And then
not a
like, yo,
word for,
this
not a word from Kizaru."
no, Kizaru had his hat down. Like, I can't
Yeah,
take this thing. This is too much.
that's why I feel like they've connected they've gotten a bond this time of them being together on Egghead Island. Honestly,
You know what, man? And to be honest with you, now that I think about it, what if we see the defection of
it's
Kizaru too?
and it's not the first time we've seen admirals defend pirates or
Yeah,
people that are not lesser known, but like what's the word I'm looking for? Less
less
acclimated in the
notoriety.
world.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
too. That too.
Yeah, yeah. Because remember, we got Fujitora, you know, and then we got Kuma. I mean, um,
Look what look.
Kiji. Sorry, Kiji.
Yeah, thank you. I was just gonna bring him up. Look what Akiji did. He let Robin get away twice.
Twice, twice.
He didn't kill Saul. Spoiler alert if you're not reading the manga.
Dum
Um,
dum dum.
it's just weird because like we were talking about, everybody has their own sense of justice.
Right. And I think a kind news, and even to a certain extent, Green Bulls is more like, nah, we got
Well,
to get rid of all these
Green Bull's in a
pirates.
Kainu stand, so
Well,
let's put that out
right,
there.
but he know he's gonna be with his boy. He know he's gonna be
Yeah,
right
yeah,
for the
yeah.
boy. You know what I'm saying? So his brand is his brand, like that. But other than that, the other ones are just like kind of like, it's a gray area. But with Akainu specifically, it's like black and white. Like, nah, you pirates are scum. I don't care who I'm working for. That's who I'm working for. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Slavery stuff,
And
don't worry about
then
it. It's all right.
the interesting part in this chapter too was Vegapunk's ideas. They were just flowing off the brain, and
Oh
we
yeah,
see the little hints of him wanting to make the five Stella bodies.
right. And that's where that came from, like you said. So I'm glad we saw that, and I'm glad that was the reason why. We found out that's the reason why he did that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And it's just like you said, like they were just chilling that whole time. Because I think homie said it would take 2 years for Kuma to
it
get
would
done.
take six. Let me see. I
You know
know
what?
it's 6 months for the recovery.
Right, or something like that.
Uh,
And then for
okay.
further like recovery, it would
Dealing with
take
the sapphire scales will take 6 months, so that's for Bonnie. But it'll take
right,
an extra year on top of that before she can be exposed to natural sunlight. So a year and a half
right. So
before she's
yeah,
cured.
right. And that was the messed up thing.
And my bad.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kuma's noted
No, go ahead.
modifications will take 2 years at minimum.
Right. And yo, and I love what Vegapunk said. He was like, "Yo, he's not even gonna see Bonnie fully cured by the time he's 40."
Yo,
He was like, "That's the point."
I'm so
Yo,
glad you brought that up. Like
this
after
nigga.
Bonnie got cured and Kuma got the modifications, they haven't seen each other since, bro. They haven't seen each other since
Until
that moment, bro. It's crazy.
no, no. The worst, the more effed up part about this is when Bonnie did see him. He was at Mary Jo. as a slave.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
That's the most fucked up part.
Yeah, and then dude, now after she saw his
Oh,
memories, bro, damn.
yo, I didn't expect Oda to do this, bro. Like, not with
Oda,
Kuma.
you
Out of all
bastard.
people, like Oda, what are you doing, bro? Like, it's
I
nobody. You not getting that money, bro? Like, what's happening?
I feel like this flashback he's kind of like going through it real quick.
Yeah, but at the same time, giving us more
Lots of
information about
information, yeah.
Puma and the world than we ever had before. So I feel like it's like a double entendre a little bit.
Yeah.
Because like going back to the warlords thing, I had no idea that a warlord was replaced, and that's how Kuma got to that spot,
Oh,
and
also
defeated by Ace out of all people.
the one thing that I love that I didn't notice
Mm.
at first was Kuma's sail was basically Bonnie's drawing.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't notice that even until like my second read. Or actually, no, I skimmed it through the third time this morning, and that's when I saw it. I was like, "Oh shoot, I didn't see that," and that's so adorable. Like, yo,
And
Kuma
also
Freeman.
in this chapter we see Egghead being built.
Yeah,
Kuma
yeah,
Kuma had a hand in it.
yeah. And I think Kizaru said something about it was better at Punk Hazard or something like that.
Yeah, then the whole incident with Caesar happened where he blew up the lab and shit.
Yeah. That's
So that's why
crazy.
that's why he moved to this other location.
It's crazy. And then, yo, after that, we get introduced to a new character. Now, I don't know. Now, you can tell me because I think this is a new character because I've never seen her before. Her name is Alpha.
Yeah, that's a new character. I never seen it. It
It is a
looks
new.
like
Okay,
Khalifa.
yeah, I said that too, but apparently that's not clear. That's somebody entirely new. Oh, but
hmm
sometimes older draw women like almost the same if they're
That's
like
see
around that
that
same
is
age.
that is the running joke in One Piece that all of Oda's female characters look exactly the same.
Look exactly the same. Exactly. Except for the
Like
old chicks,
yeah,
they
like
all look the
basically
same.
every female character is just Nami with a different hair color.
Hmm. Basically.
And I and,
And
and I and I and I see it. That's one of Oda's like weak spots where
yeah.
his drawing of women all look the same.
Hey, I ain't mad at it though. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it one bit. And then that was messed up too because she was there as insurance. Like, yo, if you
Yeah,
don't do
she
what we
yeah
tell you
she
to
was
do,
insurance.
yo, we gonna and this and she said a line that was so messed up. She says, "A
A
child's
child's
life
skull is such
is
a fragile thing.
such a thing." I was like, and he was smiling. Yo, Kuma better than me, bro. He's a better human being than me because I couldn't do it. I would have annihilated her right on the spot.
God, bro.
How you gonna say that in front of my child, bro? Nah, you
Bro,
get
and then
annihilated
he
right
and then he
now, bro.
tells Bonnie, "Thank you. I'm glad you were born."
Yeah. The, and then he had the line to tell her, I'm gonna be back in like a year.
Yo, you know what I just
Ah.
realized in these couple chapters with Kuma's backstory. Have you noticed that cross on the wall looks exactly like Mihawk's cross? Have you peeped that?
Oh.
Look at that cross and then look at Mihawk's cross whenever you have a chance. Not now, but like after.
Yeah. Oh, I got you. I got you. No, I never noticed. That's crazy. Okay.
And
Okay.
then
Yeah. I'm
after
sorry.
after Kuma left Bonnie with Grandma Connie, he took the role as the warlord, and then we see other warlords. Foo 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 foo
Oh,
Doflamingo.
yes. Going back. Yes. Transition, guys. Okay. So we need to talk about this. This is very important. We see all of the warlords from pre-time skip, which was very cool to see.
Oh yeah.
Very cool to see All Miss Sunday, aka Nico Robin, in them days with Crocodile. Now, they were talking about the rain machine. I
Oh
forgot all
yeah.
about that because I had looked back and I saw that was the rain machine
That
that
that's what I'm saying. Like, there's like certain stuff you have to go back and remember. Like for example, you were just talking about the crocodile machine, and then there was another
right,
one where Vegapunk was talking. Let's see.
right. Which again, I'm a little
From
bit
from chapter 1062.
right, which is crazy. And then I was confused too because I was confused at the timeline that this happened
Yeah,
because
initially reading this at first, I'm like, okay, especially like towards the end of the chapter, I'm like, where in the timeline is this? Because Ace is already out
right,
in sea. Sabo's allegedly dead, even though he's
right.
with the revolutionaries.
right. And then, again, Crocodile was referring to the machine.
Yeah,
Um, and
where
somebody
Smoker
was
and Tashigi found it, right?
right. And I'm like, okay, so because when I looked at that chapter, they said the reference 212, but when I went there, this was after everything happened in Alabasta. So
Mm.
when did this take? So did they find out at the same time? Or did this happen? Like that's the most confusing thing about
I think
this.
it's just them like referring to what the actual machine was, so you could go back and
Okay,
see
got you.
what it was they were
They're
talking
talking
about.
about. Okay, no problem. All right, check. Say less. Say less. Okay,
But yeah,
because
it's
when.
pretty interesting. Like all these callbacks to these warlords and all the stuff that's
Hmm.
happened. It's crazy.
Oh my God, it was seeing Dofi again with the
Dolphy,
laugh.
yeah, bro. Yeah.
Oh, the goat, the goat. So
The
fucking great to
interesting
see.
one that I thought out of this whole panel was Ace, Blackbeard, Jinbei, and
Oh,
Marco just
Jinbei,
all yeah.
yeah, chilling. I was just like, oh, that's right. They were cool with each other. I know they fought each other, him and
Yeah.
Jinbei.
So
Um,
Jinbei's already a warlord at this point. It's later on when he goes to
oh, that's
Impel
right.
Down
Yes,
that
yes, yes, yes,
Blackbeard
yes, yes,
takes
yes.
that spot.
Right. You know what? You're absolutely right. I forgot
That's
about that because it's crazy.
yeah,
Because I'm,
it
I'm, I'm
it took me a
rewatching
while to
One Piece.
remember that.
Right. No, actually, no, because I'm rewatching One Piece and I'm in the Drum Kingdom
Yeah, you
arc.
told me they mentioned Jinbei, right?
Yeah, they mentioned Jinbei like even a little bit before that. Like they mentioned Jinbei way
You
before
said
that.
in
And
Logtown, right? Or something like that?
something like that. Yeah,
Or
they meant
somewhere around there.
no. I think after the Buggy situation when we first met Buggy, I think after that that's when they mentioned the Warlords of the Sea and they
I
mentioned
think
Jinbei himself.
I think Arlong also mentioned Jinbei.
Oh,
Or
that must have
I
been.
might
It
just
must have been that arc then. No, it
I
must have
might
been that
just be
arc
thinking
then.
of the live action version maybe.
No, I think it was no. I think you're right. I think it was that arc
Is it? Okay.
specifically. Yeah, I think it was because I know it was like in between that time. So I think it was then. And I
Yo,
forgot about that.
yeah,
Yo.
and like we see the other people, we see Dragon not saying a thing because
Oh yeah,
Dragon's like Dragon's
he's
very suspicious
furious.
of that whole thing.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
then
yeah.
the interesting part was the way Moria looks in this panel.
Yeah, he's like he's sick, right?
This might
I
have been
guess
after the fight with Kaido.
maybe.
Because remember, his head's a little bit bigger when we actually see him in the
Right.
story.
Maybe that's why he was gathering all them souls so he could be as strong as Kyle. Maybe that's
And
why.
then we
Okay.
see Sabo, Hawk, and Koala react to Kuma being a warlord.
Yeah, and that's the thing because I'm saying I'm Sabo was just like, yo, this can't be. I don't believe this. This is not my boy right here. This is impossible. This is impossible out
I
here.
feel like Dragon's probably like, oh, Kuma probably made a deal to save Bonnie or something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
figured. Yeah, because remember he sent him to
Yeah,
Vegapunk, and that's probably what happened. And see, that's why I want to see their reunion even more. 'Cause I want to see how Dragon is going to react to Vegapunk. Like, yo, I trusted you, bro, to help this woman, to help this man's daughter, and you took advantage of him. You like, I need to see that. I need to see that if Dragon is going to appear on it. Which let me
dude,
ask you: do you think
I'm
he's gonna
glad you
come?
brought that up. The amount of times we've seen him in this flashback and in this arc, bro, he's got to make an appearance.
Something, something,
So,
maybe.
so
Mm,
when I said I had theories, I had a couple of them, but let's get to the end of the chapter so I could get into those theories.
sure.
Um,
So at the end of the chapter,
We
yeah.
see Kuma sailing, writing a letter to Bonnie,
Right,
and then
right,
at the
right.
end of the chapter, this MFer is pulling up to Fusha Village.
Killing.
Now,
Mm,
why is he pulling up to Fusha Village?
mm. I have some ideas too, but yeah, you go ahead. You say yours first.
That's the thing. Like, I don't know if Kuma knows this is actually Dragon's son or not.
Mm.
That's the other thing. And I wonder if the world government had a feeling like Luffy probably ate the devil fruit and Kuma's been following him this whole time. Because remember, we did not see Kuma until Thriller Bark, and he already knew who Luffy was. He was
Mhm.
related to Dragon.
See, and
I f-
that's one of my theories too because
and
I
I
feel
feel like
like. Yeah, go
Kuma's
ahead, go
either
ahead, go
gonna
ahead.
run into Dragon here, or he's
Hmm.
gonna know that Luffy's Dragon's son.
And see, that's the thing. That's the thing. I think it's either two scenarios. One, he had a very early suspicion that Luffy was Joy Boy. Maybe he thought
Or
it was Dragon, but then when
or
he saw Luffy, yeah, go ahead. But when he saw Luffy, it was like, okay, I think this is him. Let me watch him real quick. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
or did the world government send him here to look for the fruit? Because remember, this was the last known location of the fruit before Shanks disappeared.
This is true. It's true. It's true. It's true. Because the other thing I was thinking, number two, is maybe he's watching over Dragon's son or
That's
Luffy just
that's the other
to
thing I was talking about too. Like
right, right,
since he can't
right,
since he can't look over his kid, he'll look over Dragon's kid.
exactly, and just to look
Yo,
over
it's
him.
it's funny you brought that up because somebody said that in Brago's stream too.
For work?
Yeah, it's funny like you guys correlated that together, but
Yeah,
yeah.
because I mean that's I feels like that's the only logical explanation. Maybe
I
you
feel like
know,
most people at the end of this chapter were like, "What the fuck? What is he
yeah,
doing here?"
yeah. Because I'm thinking maybe he just felt bad because he had to join the army or the world government to save his daughter. Maybe watching over Luffy is his penance for that. I don't know.
And as we
I don't
see
know.
here, Luffy's like 15 years old because if I remember correctly, he set sail when he's 17.
Right. And I honestly I think he's on Dadin's island, I think.
Yeah, he's messing around with that lion. I mean, not the lion, the
Yeah, because
tiger.
I'm yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Like I don't remember them being on tigers and Law. So I mean not Law, the Luffy's
Fusha
village.
village.
So Busha village. So he has to be at Dadan's house right
Remember
now.
when Luffy was first thrown out there, he was scared of all the animals. Now he's actually like messing around with them.
Right. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm dumb. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Isn't this the same time the fruit was stolen by Shane?
No, this is Luffy's already 15 years old. This is like after that.
This is after that. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay, maybe I'm bugging. Okay,
Because remember, Luffy
because
was 10 maybe when he ate the fruit, close to 10. Let me
I'm
look it up.
thinking, because no, what I'm thinking is maybe Kuma tracked the fruit. Maybe he knew what the fruit specifically was, and he tracked it down to
Seven
Luffy's
years old.
village. Oh, he was okay, okay. So I'm thinking maybe because remember when Shanks took the fruit, nobody knew where he went.
Nope.
So maybe homie tracked him down. Kuma tracked him down to the village. Maybe that's why he's there because when he tracked him down, that's where one of the places he could have been went. He's trying to look for this fruit,
Bro,
and then
I hate
maybe that's
I
why
hate
he found Luffy.
I hate when Oda does these chapters are just like what the fuck
Yo,
is
for
going
real,
on in this
yo,
chapter?
that's what I'm saying. Like now that I'm thinking about it, maybe he's just following the fruit itself because he knows that that's the Nika fruit and not the rubber fruit itself.
I'm glad you brought that up because remember Kuma's devil fruit is called the Nikyu,
Right.
and the Buccaneers are well, I guess not related, but they correlate to the sun god Nika.
Right.
Because we see
So,
Kuma dance doing the Nika dance in these flashbacks with Kuma, Bonnie, Kizaru, Sentomaru. And this is where like when we come back from this flashback, I definitely feel like Saturn's gonna be taken out. Definitely. Cause
yeah, I feel, yeah, he
and
has to.
Admiral's
He
so
has to.
on so out for the count. Um Kuma's gonna show up. I feel like Dragon's gonna show up too, because that we haven't seen Dragon
Oh, oh, wait a
since
minute. Wait a minute.
present
Wait a
time
minute.
after Kuma
Uh
left.
huh. Uh huh. Yo, what if they all gang up on him?
That's another thing I could see happening.
What if Kizaru Kuma and Dragon jump Saturn, bro.
Fight back, fight back, like fight back.
Oh my,
Honestly,
no, that I. Oh
I'm
my
glad
god,
I'm
I.
glad you brought that up, especially considering we don't know the extent of Jay Garcia's powers.
Right, so it's like,
I feel
yo,
like you might need Dragon, Kizaru, and Kuma.
right, and then it's like, remember the robot coming too.
That's right. I
So
forgot about that shit. I always forget
they
about
all
that.
want to jump this nigga. Like, nah, we gotta jump him. Boy, nah, we
Um,
gotta jump him now. Get Kratos too. We jumping this thing,
all I know is we're getting a chapter next week, and that's my main
bro.
focus right now.
For real, like, cause I'm thinking, like, yo, you gonna have to jump him. Ain't no
So
way I can take him on by his anyway.
what I feel like
Anyway,
might happen for next week's chapter, since this wasn't the monumental chapter supposed to be,
yeah.
we might get half flashback and go back to the present.
Yeah, I think so too. I
That's
think
what I
we're at the
feel is
end of
gonna
it.
happen.
Yeah, yeah, because I don't think there's anything you can tell us now. Like I feel
No,
like we
you
know
can't,
every single thing
because we're
about
basically
Kuma.
almost caught up to before the actual story starts.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, I this is it. I feel like this is it. I think yeah, I gotta agree with you. Like this is it. This is really it, bro. I mean, but if this is it, let me ask you, how did you feel about this?
Shit, I don't know what it is about Egghead, bro. It's like its own entity. It's like crazy. It's not. It's like so. It's. I'll tell you one thing. It's better right now than Wano was, honestly.
Yeah. Way fucking better. And I feel like
You
that a lot of that is like that is because we get more information and more screen time with characters we wanted screen time with for a very long time. Shanks, for example, perfect example. We ain't never seen Shanks do shit like that until Egghead, when he sat
yeah,
here and one tap kid and killer at the same time, bro. Then Dory and Broggy tag teaming this
sovereignty.
nigga, bro. Destroyed his ship. The kid is done. You know what I'm saying? And then we get Kuma's backstory, which we never thought we would get. I didn't even know why we needed to get it,
If
but
you were
turns
telling me
out
at the
he's
big
the most,
when I started
bro.
One Piece and you were to tell me Kuma's gonna be relevant later on in the story, I would have been like, get the fuck out of here.
So you would have told me that at Thriller Bark, I would have told you that too. Ooh. But nah, Kuma turned out to be one of the most important characters in One Piece,
And
with the worst
it, it
backstory of all time.
it begs the question, like, how much of this was originally planned from the start, or is just Oda
So
doing this on
that's
the
my
fly?
question too. Did Oda do this like, okay, when we get to this point, did he plan it out like that? Like, hey, I'm gonna plan from here all the way to the new world, and then with the new world, I still got time for the new world to come, so I could plan the rest of it. Because he has to have planned all of this. He had to, because this story was going on for 20 years now,
25.
and 25 years, and it's gotten better as it's going. I've never heard of no anime. I mean, I've never
You
heard of no title doing it. Never,
you know why I
never.
want to go back and reread Wano, because COVID had a factor in that of how long that arc was going
This is
to,
true.
bro.
This is true. This is true. This is true. Because I don't know if it was longer because of it, or it could have been shorter if not COVID happened. I don't know. I really don't know. But that was just longer than it needed to be, because that was really just battles all around the place.
Yeah.
And we're actually gonna do a review on that like next year. We're gonna do like a whole Wano review, so we're definitely gonna do that. I also want to talk about something really quick before we go. Ace.
Hmm.
Because you asked me last night, was it last night or the night before?
The day before.
Um, the day before, like how powerful did I think he was to be able to take off the world, right? And now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, that's a good question because, well, one, we don't know how strong this warlord was. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't know if he was the weakest one. He or she was the weakest one. I don't know if they were the strongest one. I don't know.
And then you also said
Um,
the conditions too.
Yeah, there's always conditions. Like even when Luffy overthrew Crocodile, like he lost twice before he got that win at the end.
I mean,
Before he beat Crocodile in that
look at
last
his
time.
fight with Doflamingo too.
Exactly. Like he got help from the townspeople and law in order to take down Doflamingo as well. So there's always stipulations with
So
that.
I was looking up, and it said that it's confirmed that Ace had conquerors haki, which sure, we'll go
What?
with that. Yeah,
See,
that's what I
that's okay.
that's
So
what I
see,
saw.
that's okay. So if that's the case, that's my problem. That's a negative
You know what it
for this
is?
story for me.
That's all on Oda because he didn't
Yeah,
introduce haki
exactly.
until like way later.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like, and I showed you like little clips and stuff from what I'm watching pre time skip now.
Yeah,
I see certain things where, oh, is this hockey? Because like, for
and
example,
it's funny before you get into your point, like it's very prevalent in the very beginning when Shanks uses it.
that's what I'm saying. And it's like he never said anything. So and he didn't really say anything until like I think Amazon Lily when
Yeah,
they
around
were
yeah, around that time. Yeah,
because I specifically remember they were using hockey in their bow and arrow
yeah,
in the arrows
yep.
to hit them more harder. So um
And then it's funny you bring that up because then when we got to Marineford, people were using
that's when
haki
we
in their
yeah
bullets.
exactly and that's when we kept and then Luffy did the iconic conquerors hockey and that's how they knew he had fucking conquerors hockey. So that's the thing and that's my issue with Oda. Like this should have been something you should have done a long time ago. Like
Yeah,
maybe probably by Skypea,
you know what it is too though.
you
Like
should have probably did that.
your whole power system's gonna go out of whack when you introduce a new element to that system
Element, right,
because you
right,
had devil fruits
right.
and that was the only thing.
Yeah, then you had the
Now
different
all of a
types of devil
sudden you
fruits
got
too.
haki now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. To combat Logias. Because
Yep.
Logias were
Logias
like,
were strong as fuck back then.
yeah, and then remember when Zonas was like the OPs until
It's
Drake
funny
got
because
folded by a Marine. You know what I'm
Oda
saying?
always changes the powers in One Piece. Before it was Logia, now it's Zoans.
Right. You know. And now we seeing Jay Saturn who possibly has something that's never been conceived before. Like
A
we've
legit
never seen this
devil.
before. Yeah. And maybe he's using hockey on a more advanced level than we've ever seen before.
That's the other
So
thing
now
you
you're
talk
gonna have to
about too,
do something like that too.
the advanced
Right.
hockey that he's using.
Exactly. So now you're gonna talk and now you have to talk about that now too. So that's why like I love Oda, great storyteller.
I feel like he's gonna expand on it more once we get more towards the end because we saw the little glimpse of Shanks.
Yes, we did. We did. And that's not even his full capacity. Like,
Nope.
yo, who was it? What's the name? Took
This
out
man froze up Green Bull outside of Wano.
made him bitch made, bro. Bitch made, bro. And then on top of that, kid not only got his arm taken by his second in
Oh
command.
yeah, Ben
We
Beckman. Yeah,
still don't
yeah.
know how he did that shit. Still don't know how he did it. We still don't know
Hockey
how
bullet.
Beckman did it.
It has to be.
It has to be. And how hard is it? Yo, even on top of that, kid got hacked one time
Yeah.
by Shanks, along with his second in command killer. And these
Yep.
niggas just fought Kite.
Yep.
It's just like, bro, and we haven't seen everything that this man can do. We still don't know. I haven't even seen what Lucky Root can do. We still don't know what this nigga can do.
The only thing that I'm happy about this chapter that I saw was no break next week.
Yo, I'm super happy about that because I'm glad
Cause
Oda's doing that because I need more, bro. I need more.
so
I need more.
we might get one more chapter besides the one next week for like the last chapter of the year.
Right, which is fine. I'm cool with that because we in Christmas territory. You know what I'm saying? So
We
that
gotta
makes
figure out
sense.
some content for One Piece stuff.
Listen, we got a lot of shit to talk about. What?
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
What?
yeah,
The hockey shit itself we got to talk. That's a whole nother fucking situation we got to talk about. Shit.
yeah, yeah.
Um. Yo, oh my gosh, man. But yeah, this was a good chapter. Again, it wasn't monumental, but it was,
No,
it was great. It was a great chapter. Um, I think we're on this stipulation. We're agreeing that next week is probably going to be the last of
the
flashbacks.
Kuma
Which
flashback. Yeah,
yeah, which honestly, I'm ready to get back to the regular, to the main topic. I'm ready for
yeah,
this.
same.
I'm ready because I need to know what
Oh,
the hell is going on.
that also reminds me. Today's the last episode of One Piece before they go on break until next year.
Oh, I thought it was last week. Is this week?
It's this week. This week
Oh
is the
shoot.
cross guild stuff and the new bounties.
Ooh. So I got okay. So I missed last
Egg
week's reaction, so I got to make that up. Okay,
Egghead
I
doesn't
got you.
start until the 7th of January.
Ah, okay, I got you. Say less, say less. Okay, I got you. So I got to make up two reaction things. Okay. So Buggy, let me get your review. I mean, your score before you get out of here, because I know you got to get out of here. Sorry. What's your
um,
score, man?
Pretty straightforward chapter. I'm not gonna lie. It's nothing too big, too monumental. Just
Right. Just more questions than.
more questions. Yeah. Now, as a rating, it's kind of hard because like nothing happened, but then something did happen in this chapter.
Right. It's a little bit of
Um,
both. More shit happened than the other chapter. I think the last chapter. I feel like.
I'm like conflicted between 7.5 and an 8.
I'll only give it an 8. I'd give it an 8 personally. I had a good time. I had a good time.
Yeah, same.
I had a good time. I had a good time. All right, guys. So with that said, guys, we gave you our scores, and we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for watching. We really appreciate it. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, smash the notification bell. Definitely comment down below. All that good jazz. Please support the channel, and we'll see you guys next week. We love you guys. Deuces.